Hey everybody, welcome back to DSP Models, and this is second part of the my Droid STAP build. I looked up what that acronym is, the STAP, but I I don't remember what it is. It's like stationary something aerial platform. I don't remember what the T is, but that's what it is. But like it, I said it last video. I'll say it again. It is the dumbest named vehicle in all of Star Wars. Regardless, I've always thought it is kind of cool though. I like the little speeder. Okay. So last video, this is what we got done. We've got the bottom fin platform for the foot pedals. And we got it all finished up. It's ready for paint. Same deal with these, the two handlebar pieces. They're all finished up, ready for some paint. They're ugly now, but they'll look good when they're painted. And again, we're not going to, I'm going to do this one different than most models that I build. It's just not how I normally like doing them, but this one, I think because of the scale of it and the simplicity, it's like a perfect model to do this with. And that's, we're going to build the whole model first, and then paint it after it's completely built. So that's why these look really rough. Not painting them yet. It has paint on them because my dad spray painted them, a few of the sprues with the base coat color, and back 24 years ago when we got the kit, showing his sons how he would build models to get us into it. And then he did that one day, just doing those pieces, put them back in the box between some paper towel, and then they never came back out for 24 years. So that's where that came from. Regardless, besides that, this is an untouched kit. Yeah, and we're not going to do the droid and the speeder together when we paint it. We're going to build the whole speeder, paint it, and then do the whole droid separate and paint it, and then put them together. So we left off step, stage. I like calling them stages because there's different, what I would call steps within each block here. So I call that whole block a stage. It goes back to like Fan Home, Partworks model kits. They do stages. Well, that's where I got that term, and I like that term because it makes more sense to my head. So now we've moved on to stage 14, and it's a larger stage. We're putting this guy aside, and we're taking these two pieces that we built last video, and then we're going to take the gun pieces, and we're going to take these two upper and lower turret pieces, and these pieces, these joint pieces. And I believe that is all. Yep, that is all the pieces that we need for this stage, and that is probably going to do this video, is just this part. We'll see how long the video gets when we get through with that, but that is what we're doing this video. We're going to take these and we're going to build the entire turret assembly that goes on the speeder. So going to get these off the sprues, get them finished up, get them ready to glue together, and then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so all of these are prepped, ready to go together now. So I think I'm just going to use some testers. I've got the thick stuff here, and then I got the liquid, and just tack stuff down with a CA glue where I need it. Probably mainly just for this big part, with how it fits together. Regardless, though, it's time to glue this stuff together. So we're gonna put that over there. Bring these over, and I shouldn't have much issue with this. I really don't want that that pin right there. Okay, well, I said I was ready. I just changed my mind right here in front of the camera. There's a locator pin right at the bore of this thing. Right at the end of the bore, and I don't want that there. And then when I got to thinking about it, the inside of this needs to be black. So I said I was gonna wait on all my painting. Well, this is gonna be one exception. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit these with a little black spray paint on the inside. Well, I'm gonna cut that locator pin for one thing. I don't want that there, and I don't think it's really gonna be that necessary. Anyways, but we will. I'll be back when I get that done. So see you in a second. All right, I'm back. I had to restart. I started to come back and then realized I was still wearing my respirator and had to go put it back. So this is take 2. You didn't see it, but it happened. Protect your lungs, folks. Wear your respirator. Anyways, got these sprayed. I'm gonna have, by doing this, it means I'm gonna have to take and mask the inside of these somehow when I spray it. When I paint this finally, I'm gonna have to mask the inside of the barrel somehow. But that's a hurdle we will jump when we get to it. Now we need to clean up where it's going to connect so that we can glue it together. And then I cleaned up some more of this right here. That's a connection. I dry fitted everything to know where everything went. So these go together like so, which I just realized I did not finish, and I don't need to do that again. I'll be snap the thing off. Can I take my blade and okay? Anyways, I'm not gonna stick it together again because I'll be snapped off the little locator pin and then have to adapt. But that goes together like that. You mash it together flush. Those two will go flush, and then they attach onto here just like so. This one goes on the other side, and so those attached there. And I cleaned where they're gonna connect. These, so this goes together like so, and these fit under there, and those raised little joints go, there's notches for them just under that go into the raised section of this, and that plate sits right there. where oh, it's that one. Yeah, that fits into there, and then that plate fits right there. And of course, these go in the front. It's obvious where those go, but yeah, that's how all this is gonna fit together. I've got to do a little more cleaning. I cleaned these where it's gonna glue together. I cleaned the back of that where this overlaps and gonna glue together. I cleaned both sides of that where they're going to meet those raised sections, just like that. Not focusing, but they fit together like that. Now I need to take, I cleaned those. Now I need to clean where these notches are, where that connects. Getting closer. But yeah, I'm gonna get these cleaned so that we can glue them together. And what I'm gonna do is, I figured out that the guns need to go in. The gun barrels need to go in before I put anything else on, because the bottom of these go in, and they're very pronounced on the inside part. So what I'm going to do is I'm glue those down, and then I'm going to take and tack them on with super glue on the top side of it where they're really pronounced, and go ahead and have that attached before I put the top on, while I've still got access to the inside. And then everything else can't get attached until I'm ready to put it together, the two halves together. So the gun barrels need to go on first, and because of that, we got to go ahead and putty and finish all this as well. So we're going to, when we get these put together, we're going to go ahead and we'll get them puttied and in a finished-ish state. Finished enough that we can put it together and it be at least semi-ready for some paint. And then we will start attaching the parts to this. But that's where we're at. So let me take and clean these up and get them ready to put together and get that rolling. And I'll check back with you. All right, folks. These have sat overnight, and I've sanded them. I actually did this twice, but they're real rough looking. But I think when we get the paint on them, it's going to they're going to look pretty good. It's stuff like that's really hard to tell until you get the paint on it. But I mean, it feels smooth. It looks like it may do the job. So the next thing is gluing these in place, and I think we're gonna go in that order, and we're gonna use some of this thicker stuff to kind of hold it down a little bit while we get it ready to install. I put it on the bigger area there, and then I'm gonna take the CA glue and put in that little crevice on the other side of the lip, and then I'm gonna put it on this little edge here that it's gonna rest on to hold it down. Here, let me get the other camera. without knocking over my coffee. Should be able to see better now. Alright, so I'm gonna put a drop. Let's see, there. And just there. Everything's lined up good. All right. Next one. Drop in that little canal, that little channel on that edge. Oop. Good. Okay. Now then, we'll cap that CA glue for now. Let's take glob a little bit of this, like that. Okay, and get a toothpick. And just smear that kind of evenly so it's not just too thick there. It's already got a bunch, so we'll wipe it away. This stuff, I don't want it to just completely melt and ruin the dang plastic. You need it to do good enough, but I want it, the thick stuff, because this is a pretty good connection, and I want to make sure it does a good job. All right. As long as it's behind, as long as it's behind this peg, these two pegs, and behind this piece right here, all of that is going to be interior and you won't see it. So that's why I put the glue there. All right, so while that is sitting, let's see. I think when I was dry fitting this last night, we're either going to put these bottom two on or these side panels. I think because I want to let this sit and dry a little bit, we're going to start with these side panels first. They go on just like that. So let's do those. I've already taken and sanded the paint away where it's going to set, and there's two notches right there and there, and they line up with, when you turn this over, that right there. They fit into those notches and it rests on top of the little shelves here, and then this line is the edge. So from here to here, so I need to do a little bit of sanding there. The paint needs to go away because that's what's going to actually be glued down. I'll take and rub the paint off of that, and the same with this one. So let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I got that ready to go now. Alright, so we're going to use some thin on this. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to put the testers on the flat area and then put just a little drop of super from CA. That was more than a little drop. Put that in the little notch there. I think it'll be alright. As long as I don't do that. And then there it goes. I'll hold it a few seconds. Looks like it's pretty good connection. A little more pressure there, a little longer. I need some precision applicators. Especially for the CA glue. I'll need a new bottle though. I mean, look at this. It doesn't show on camera very much, but I mean, it is gunked up bad. Every time I use it, it's like that. And it doesn't matter what I do to try to clean it, scrape it off of there, whatever. Nothing seems to work. Okay, that's done. Okay, try to clean that just a little. Okay. Do that side the same way. Those pieces are on now. Alright, so the next thing are these pieces. I want to put these on before I close it up because they're pretty pronounced. The pegs are pretty prominent that stick through on the inside of this thing, so I want to take and tack them down with super glue real good. Turn that over for now. We need to glue this together, so we'll go ahead and oh, that was a lot. We'll go ahead and marry these two together. And I'm gonna put just a dab of thick stuff right there. And you're not gonna put this on backwards because the back pegs are larger than the front pegs. Sorry, back pegs are larger than the front pegs by a little bit. Same with the holes. So you don't have to worry about misaligning this when you get to this part. Looks pretty flush. Alright. And then we'll take on this side. We're not going to do CA there. I'm going to do just like I did the gun turrets. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. A lot of people don't like using this crap. Just put a big gloopy glob on them, make them kind of melt and stick to the plastic there real good. Wow, that's just, I made a real mess though. Gonna clean it up a little bit. I wanted a good amount, that's why I used the thick stuff, but damn, that was a lot. I don't care if it makes it ugly there, I just want it stuck real good. Alright, we'll do it this way. Good enough. I think it's pretty safe to say it's not going to, once that's all set and everything, it's not going to let go. They're not going to go back through the holes. Alright, I just want that to be really strong connection because that's the hinge that holds the turret on. That's a joint. So, here's that. That is on there now. Let's turn it upside down. I don't want the guns to, for whatever reason, come apart. Okay. Alright, now that you've watched me do that for 10 minutes, the next thing is to put the handlebars in because this fits on top. Sorry, because this fits on top like this. Odd thing about this kit, that's just open in there. Parts of the underside is just visible with the way this kit goes together, which is odd. But it is what it is. This is not how I like building a kit. I like painting as I go so that when I come to areas like this, it's going to be hard to get in there and paint the way it needs to be painted. It's hard to get a brush or an airbrush or anything down in there. I like having that painted before I put it together, and then we can just do touch-up paint after I get it cleaned up. But I challenged myself and decided with this model, we're going to build the whole speeder and paint the speeder as one whole unit like they would have done in the ILM shop. So, we're going to roll with it. The only thing I did do was I sprayed the inside of the gun barrels. The blaster barrels. I'll leave that alone though, I guess. Alright, so these need to go on now. That side. I've already sanded and prepped these, got the paint off of where it needs to come off of. They kind of pressure fit pretty good bit. I need to be careful not to snap my little plates off that I just glued on there. By the way, this is extremely warm right now. Like, it's hot. that reaction that's going on. Alright, so that. And then this sits on top. Just like that. There's two little wall lip things that fit in the groove on top of the handlebar things that hold them in. Just like the bottom is held in by a groove. So they're not going anywhere once you get this thing put together. Alright, so let me go ahead and get them off of there again. I like how their pressure fit in there pretty good. So they're angled downward and back. And the squeeze bars are towards the front, where the blaster gun barrels are. One goes there. And that one goes there. I'm sorry if every now and then you can't actually see what I'm talking about. I don't just stare at the monitor while I do this, so sometimes I'm probably out of shot because I've not got it set up as well as I think I do. Alright, so that's in there. Now we got to do the rest of this. We're going to keep with the thin, I think. And it needs it right there pretty good. This edge. Hold on, let's look. Let's just look one more time. Yep. So let me scrape that. Oh, let me scrape that real quick with the back of my hobby blade. Yeah, if you're gonna scrape paint like this, which it works pretty good when you got small areas like this that are flat, use the back side of your blade so you're not, one, you're not cutting into it, and two, you're not dulling up your dang blade. Just, of course, be careful. Alright, so glue all down there in that groove. Back of here, sorry. And down either side of that. The sides there. All around that. To there. Goes at an angle. And yeah. Oh, careful. Either side of that channel needs it. There's some two locator pins I can put it on. And I don't think the top of that square needs it. Nope. But both sides of that can get it. Just don't do the center. And then down either side of that right there. I need to get this on here. It's softening up to the point these are trying to flap around. Alright. Got it planned out. If I could just do this without making a mess. I'm already doing it. Okay. Dadgummit, I got a drop where I didn't need it and didn't even notice it. Alright. I actually need to clamp this one down. It's pretty big. Got a decent size area. Yeah, I got it. All kinds of places I didn't want it, and I didn't even see it until now. I don't know how that happened. Paying attention, I thought. I gotta get it quick enough that it doesn't start eating the plastic through that paint. Luckily there was paint there. Okay, so we got that all clamped up now. So just gonna let it dry. I tried to make it to where everything is in contact that had glue on it. I didn't really think about that back there. Let me add a piece of tape. There we go. Now everything should be together pretty good. Alright, we're gonna let it set and dry. So check back in when that's done. Alright everybody, well, that is done. I went ahead and did some finish work on it by puttying everything that I felt was necessary to putty all the way around it. Either side of these guns, down in those crevices, and down these seams, all the way around. And some of it's kind of rough. Some of it looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to sand that one more time, it looks like. Most of it, I don't know. We'll just have to wait until we get the primer coat on it. When the primer coat gets on it, then we'll see what needs to really need to be touched up. But till then, that is a complete assembly to stage 14, and it's the entire turret assembly. Next step is 15, and we're building the entire base body of the STAP itself, which means these two pieces will be attached as well, and it will be the whole thing. That would be the entire STAP assembled, and then we can get ready to paint it. So stay tuned for that, but that's gonna be it for this one. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the build. I'm enjoying the build. The parts like I just did with all the putty and everything is really tedious, but I think it's gonna pay off in the end, definitely. But I really like this, and I really like the size of it. It's a 1/6 scale, so it's like G.I. Joe sized is what I used to call it as a kid. Yep. You guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.